All right, welcome everyone. Grand and glorious day today to you today on this amazing day where life is occurring. Yes, it's happening right now as we speak. Thank you for sharing this moment with me as we continue our 21 days of Reiki. And in this little series for this period, we're going to be talking about food, frequency for life, and how our Reiki practice can be improved with how we nourish ourselves. And also, it can improve the nourishment of the food that we ingest. So let's just engage for a moment right here and right now as we just come to center, as we invite the Ascended Masters to be here with us today for the benefit of this teaching. Just for today, I will not anger. Just for today, I will not worry and be truly grateful. Just for today, I will work diligently. Just for today, I will be kind. Let's just make the grand connection all the way down to the core of the earth, coming up into our heart space. Let's thump that thymus, awaken that immune system. And let's just send our energy outward into the cosmos. As we think about food and what it means for us. For those of you who came along on the series I did, Food Frequency for Life, you know that food is medicine. We talked about Hippocrates, the Hippocratic Oath, and first do no harm, and how let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food, is what Hippocrates taught in about 500 BC. He knew the correlation of this. Might have been 500 AD, excuse me there. And it continues today that we are only exactly the same as we have ever been, mostly, of course, until they started genetically modifying us with our food, but that's a whole other teaching. And so this weekend, Hun's out of town, so I'm ramping up my intermittent fasting, which is where you go 16 hours without eating each day. This weekend, I'm just opening that window even more. I'm only eating 2 hours during the day this weekend, and I am going mostly vegan, that 51% raw. And I woke up very hungry today, and so I meditated. I did my little mini trampoline, shook the bones, and I still have a few hours before I'm going to eat. I am doing the master cleanse, and I did just take a little teaspoon of coconut oil, organic, unfiltered raw coconut oil, with my vitamin D so that I could get that to assimilate. And I'm about to take chlorella and spirulina. Chlorella and spirulina. Spirulina is what's called a superfood. Superfood, it means the body loves it. It's readily available. It does not take a lot of work to digest it. And chlorella and spirulina are high in the things that the body likes, which is chlorophyll, which is just liquid sunshine. I take a lot of chlorophyll by liquid. I take a lot of chlorophyll and spirulina. And I love that spirulina is a perfect protein. It's a complete protein. And you can take it throughout the day, super easy for the body to assimilate. So a little bit of my food journey. I never really thought of myself as having weird food challenges. Grew up, my mother was a holistic cooker. kitchen lady. My mother cooked whole foods. And Beverly, God bless you, wherever you may be. She taught us how to cook for ourselves, taught us how to prepare simple things. And we ate everything growing up. We did not eat pork. We did not eat shellfish. But my mother also knew, because this was the 70s, early 70s, when I was coming up. And she was concerned by what was happening with the food. And so we ate like homemade wheat bread and, eggs that we got from the Bennett's. And, we went to the chiropractor. Although I do remember having some vaccinations as a kid. And I remember I had antibiotics, I think once when my eardrums burst when I was a kid, but that was about it. I went to the hospital when I broke my collarbone, but even that was a challenge to get my mother to take me to the hospital, because she didn't like what was going on. She did not like what was going on, and she had a wealth of wisdom passed down by her mother, Sadie. We called her Bubsy, Sadie Smith. And Sadie was super intuitive when it came to life in general. So my mother died when I was young. I had moved out of the house, and I went crazy in my 20s. Woo, freedom! I was boozing. I was eating everything, and I put on a bunch of weight after my mother died. I put on probably 35 pounds, most of it, of course, bloat from the boozy days in the 80s. And I remember that I didn't really realize that I was fat until one day there was this awakening. A friend came. She hadn't seen me in a while, and she was like, "Friend, you're fat." She probably used softer words. This is 33 years ago. And I realized that she was right. She was right. I kept thinking, what's wrong with my makeup? What's wrong with my makeup? Because that was back when I wore makeup. You can tell I don't wear much makeup anymore. But it was like, so weird, but my face was puffy. So my friend took me away. She took me to Miami, where she was living at the time, and I worked with her, and I didn't drink. We were working real hard, traveling the state, selling bikinis, if you can believe that. And that's when I began to really that was the first time that I had probably about 6 weeks of total clarity without booze in my life. Maybe not total clarity, but I was not drinking at that time. And I really began to question everything. I had about a year earlier that awakening moment that I shared with you, where I sat up in bed and I said, there's got to be more to life than this. I was depressed, I was overweight, I was broke, blah, blah, blah. So about a year later, my friend took me away, and I spent about 2 months just on the beach, getting lots of vitamin D on my body. I moved from Chicago to Miami. It was beautiful. And I really began to attract to me this information that I now share with you. Began in my 20s. So soon after I got back from Miami, I then moved to Colorado, where I live now. And during that first year that I was there, I was nannying for my sister and her husband and the kids. And it was so fun. It was really a good community for me, really helped me to continue my inner restructuring. And I went vegan had been vegetarian. I went totally vegan for almost a year. And at that time, I noticed how much energy I had, how my depression was alleviated. And I recognized at that time the correlation, believe me, between this and my depression, okay? And so fast forward, was mostly vegetarian through my 20s, and I met Hun when I was about 28. And at that time, I had been sober for a year. And I think I was just eating everything then when Jeff and I first got together. And I'd started drinking again and progressed fast forward to about 1996, maybe, yeah, about 96, 97 maybe. And there had been this huge explosion of corruption, go figure, in the food animal industry, the conventional animal industry. And it was at that time that I stopped eating conventional meat. Now, Jeffrey is a hunter, so I continued to eat what he killed. But for 10 years, from about 2007, 2008 till about 2009, I did not eat any meat that my husband didn't kill. And I felt really good about that. I moved then to as organic as I could find at that time. I knew that there was something going on. We'd heard about the spraying of the apples, whatever that spray was called. I can't even think of what it's called now. And so moving, fast forwarding, I did a sugar cleanse with one of my teachers, and she said I had to start eating meat again. And I said that I would for the cleanse, and I investigated and found that they were doing organic farming, organic chicken, grass-fed cow at that time, and Whole Foods. I remember I went to Whole Foods and was like, woohoo, okay, I have permission to eat this meat. I'm going to bless this meat. I did have the Reiki at that time. I'm going to bless this meat, and I'm going to enjoy what the benefit of eating this animal can do for this body. So back and forth I go. Sometimes I'm eating high quality grass-fed cow or organic chicken. We are blessed to have an elk in the freezer now, and I do enjoy that a couple times a week possibly, unless I'm on my 21-day cleanse, which is mostly vegan, where I do incorporate a couple of eggs, maybe a little yogurt, a little organic yogurt, but no actual meat. So back to how our Reiki practice and our vibration of what we eat, how it becomes us. Okay? You are what you eat. You are what you eat. So something I just learned, which I'm so very excited about. A couple of my favorite things, of course, I showed you the spirulina, and you really want to make sure it's a high quality spirulina, that it comes from pure source, blah, blah, blah. You don't want, spirulina is actually a sea vegetable, and you want to make sure that it comes from non-polluted waters. A lot of it is harvested or farmed now. This batch is farmed, and so we're believing that it is. There is, I imagine this one is certified gluten-free, and certified gluten-free. It says it was raised in a facility, so we just are believing that that is good. But do your homework, find out what that is. So, fruits and veggies. So I've been trying the paleo. It's been more than a year since I gave up wheat completely, except for the 3 cupcakes that I stuffed in my face at my nephew's wedding. And I think I had some good artisan bread that week too. Sometimes when we travel, I do not have celiac. I do have an intolerance that was causing me to bloat. I'd puff right up. And I've given up corn, wheat, corn, and soy. I do not eat those unless they are absolutely organic. And wheat, I just don't eat it. And then you have to read the ingredients on gluten-free products, because they cram a lot of junk in there that you do not want to ingest. So around the house, I make a lot of scones with almond flour, maybe coconut flour. Soy, I'm pretty much done with totally. I did eat a lot of tofu all of those years. It used to be the big joke that if Hun did not get a deer or an elk, it would be tofu puffs for a year. But the genetic modification, it's just too dangerous. Soy is really dangerous now. And it really concerns me. I had no idea, because I don't have children. I had no idea that parents are feeding their kids this they're They're taking soy formula, adding fluoridated water, microwaving it, and feeding it to their kids in a plastic container. So, you know, how on earth do these children ever have an opportunity to live a healthy life? So I just learned this, something I didn't know. So you go to the grocery store, you're buying organic. Now, avocados are not part of the dirty dozen. Avocados are considered part of Clean 15 because as far as pesticides go, the genetic modifications, our government won't tell us, we're believing that farmers are doing right. Right, that's a crapshoot. But this happens to be an organic. I get organic veggies and fruits delivered to my house every week. I'm so blessed. But I just found out that the little sticker, which we knew the little sticker will tell like what tree it came from, who picked it, blah, blah, blah. But there's a number 9 on the sticker that means it's organic. A number 9 on the sticker means it's organic. I had no idea. Now, a number 8 means it's genetically modified. But there are no number 8 because they don't have to tell us. Now, as we delve more deeply into our spirituality, as we free the physicality to express and experience our spirituality through spiritual practice, through our Reiki practice, 21 days of Reiki, we know that food affects our mood. We know that food affects our immune system. We know that food affects our ability to ascend here and now through this lifetime. So think about today, and we're going to hold some space here for a few minutes. Think about today and how you want to fully nourish yourself. Do you want to take in genetic modifications into your body that alters your genes? Do you want to feed your kids that? Are you awake and aware enough to realize that you've got to take your power back when it comes to your freedom for health, for practice, and it starts here and now. So let's just take a breath and let's just engage. And let's just bless all who produce our food. Let's just hold space for everyone who produces food upon the planet. Let us bless the corporations. Let us bless the farmers. Let us bless the shippers, the pickers, the shippers, the loaders, the unloaders, the shoppers, the buyers, the eaters. Let's bless it from all the way at the top, because there is this collusion, this corruption and collusion at the top that we're blessing today especially. We want to bless those who we would most be offended by. And I won't say the giant M word, okay? But we're going to bless all. We're going to bless all now. So if you choose to receive this and transmit this outward to all directions, all 8 directions, which is left, right, front, and behind, and above, and below, and center, and within, especially within, so that food nourishes soul. Food nourishes body, body nourishes soul. Soul can express. Food that doesn't nourish toxifies the body. Soul cannot express. Spirit cannot express. If spirit cannot express, there is no beauty. There is no beauty. So let's hold this. And I'm going to hold it with you for about 90 seconds, and I'm going to bow out. I'm wishing you a beautiful day today. I'm Reverend Lisa Giroux, your Reiki Master for this 21-day series. And let's just bless all. Safe, healthy food.
Safe, healthy food for all.